Hey y'all, this is Jessica with Bless Your Heart. Let's do a brushstroke with a twist. I've already taped off my cup to do half brushstroke and half glitter, and we're going to cover that with vinyl. So I'm going to use the epoxy method for my glitter, and this first glitter we're going to use is this chunky called Evil Queen from West Texas Glitter. And we're going to go full coverage with this, top to bottom and side to side. Once we get that all done, we're going to go on with this grape jelly, also from West Texas Glitter, and we're just going to kind of go in and fill in the little potholes that we missed. And we're going full coverage with this one too, top to bottom, side to side. As soon as we get finished with our glitter, we're going to take off our masking tape, and I'm going to go in and clean that bottom rim off because I don't believe I'm going to finish my bottom out on this one. And once we let that epoxy layer dry, we're going to go in with these 4 paints, a white, a black, a purple, and a pink. And I'm just going to go in and brush stroke it on. This will be my very first brush stroke, so y'all go easy on me. And I'm just going to kind of put it wherever I want to. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We're just going to make it look how we want it to look. When you get finished with one color, you just want to go on to the next, and you can see that I'm kind of dabbing a little bit of that color off because we don't want it to like glob on, but we do need enough to cover up that stainless steel since I did not base paint. So I'm trying to get my colors in before I go in with my white or my black. And for the white, I'm going to use this kind of rough frayed type brush, and I'm going to go on its side more so than flat like I used the other colors because I just kind of want this to be an accent. I don't want this to be one of my major colors. Now, I did not have a baby pink, so I'm going to try to make my own baby pink here. I think it turned out okay, but I'm just going to swirl until I get a pink that I like, and I'm just going to go in and try to fill in spots. And for the black, I'm going to use the same type of brush I was using for the other colors, but I'm going to kind of just use the very tip of the brush. I kind of just want like little veins of this dark here and there, just little like pops of maybe a shadow. I don't know, but I just didn't want a whole lot, but I did want to bring some of that dark in. Now I do want something a little bit more than just purple and pink, so I'm going to mix black with this purple and then a little bit of white, and I'm going to kind of just make like a gray, like a slate kind of gray type color. And I'm just going to go in and put little pieces of this, little swatches of this here and there, nothing major, but just something else to give it a little movement and just a little something other than being pink and purple. When you are happy with the placement of all your colors, you want to go in and do a second coat of all of those swatches. And this is where you can do a little bit more flaring, a little bit more finishing. If one of those edges is too defined and you want to fray it some more, you can go in and kind of fan that out. But that just kind of helps those colors pop a little bit more without having to oversaturate your cup and wait for it to dry for hours because you've got globby paint all over the place. Now this does not have epoxy on it just yet. This is still over that raw paint. And I'm going to go in and do some little veins of glitter. So this first one I'm using is Carbon Dust from West Texas Glitter, and I'm just going to use a teeny tiny little paintbrush and some Mod Podge. And this one I am starting with my darkest, and I'm going to go to my lightest, and I'm just going to go each little color, and I'm going to paint just the tiniest little vein of glitter in there just to kind of give us something a little extra, you know, because we got to always do extra. For this next one is Gunmetal from Booth Designs, and I'm going to use that on all the little gray pieces. And I'm not going full coverage. I'm not going to cover all of the little paint up. I'm just going in and almost marbling in this glitter, and I'm going color by color. For the purple pieces, I'm going to use Purple Rain from the Glitter Guy, and same method before, just little bitty veins of this purple kind of in there, a little thicker in places, a little thinner in places, and almost kind of dry brush in some places because we do not want full coverage, we just want some interest. This next glitter is Jerrica by Create by Firefly, and that is just a really bubblegum pink color, and I think it's going to go great over this pink that we've painted already. For the light pink, I'm going to use Love You by Peachy Olive Glitter. And again, same method, little veins of Mod Podge, sprinkle it on, and tap it off. And the last glitter is Seriously Good by Create by Firefly. I'm going to have to reorder some of this because this is one of my favorite whites. Once you're done, check out your handiwork and then give it a good coat of epoxy and get ready for our vinyl work. This is the vinyl that we're going to use. This is from Vamp Custom Creations, and it's Skellie Spring. I cut it down to the size that I want it, and I put those two little pieces of masking tape on there just to help me cut my edges of the vinyl. That's the only reason. It's supposed to help me put it on there straight, but we'll hide and watch how that goes. Once you get it placed where you want it, I'm going to use my big O squeegee to kind of shimmy that on. That really does help eliminate your lines and your bubbles. It doesn't do it 100%, but it's a lot better than having to just go on and stretch that vinyl with your hands, because sometimes that tears it or pulls it, and you're never going to get it to lay flat. If you'll pull your thumbnail on the edge of where that tape meets your vinyl, you're going to see that little bit of a lip right there. And that's what I'm going to cut along. I'm going to go from the inside out on the top and the bottom. And in my mind, that helps me to get a straighter line. Whether it works for real or not, I'm just going to keep going with it. So for the top and the bottom, I'm going to use my edger tool here, and I'm going to cut off all of the stuff around the top rim and all of the stuff around the bottom rim. Off camera, I cleaned that bottom up a little bit better. It was looking kind of ratchet, so For my vinyl striping, I'm going to use this textured gold from Cricut, and I'm just going to stripe the very top and the very bottom. I'm not going to do anything with the seams because we're going to do a little something different with the seams today. But I'm going to put it all around the top rim and all around the bottom rim and move on to the next step. So for my seams today, I'm going to use this Sands of Time by Create by Firefly and some Mod Podge. And I'm going to paint directly over the seam where my brush strokes and my vinyl meet. And I'm going to go, of course, extra on both sides. And I'm going to start really heavy with that glitter right in the middle where that seam hits. And then I'm going to tilt my cup ever so slightly and still aim for that middle where the seam is, and let it kind of cascade down on one side, and then tilt it the other way and let it cascade down that side. I'm not really going for an ombre. I'm just kind of going for almost like a fade to where it kind of, you know, it's there. We're not going to ombre it in with any of this stuff, but we kind of just want to camouflage that seam a little bit different than what we normally do. When you get the first side done, move on to the second side, and this is my final step, and I'm going to epoxy until smooth. And here you go. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.